All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 305. Today on the show, Trump announces a plan for 2K stimmy checks and 50-year mortgages. But is this what MAGA is really all about? Then, an article says that wanting more white babies is insidious. We'll go over the white resentment and who's behind it. Then we have a pretty wild trans section in Cringe of the Week you won't want to miss. And last but not least, in Urban Decay, violence breaks out after routine Fender-Benders. We'll tell you about this trend. All this and more, it's Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 305, ranked the best news podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words. But at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
It's Fleccas Talks, the podcast featuring Richard Rapway.
All right, one for one on the intro, as always. Guys, bad news. Men's testosterone declines 1% a year after the age of 30. And even worse than that, men's testosterone levels are half of what they used to be 50 years ago. And testosterone is more than just your manhood. It's critical for mental clarity, mood, sleep, and overall vitality. But luckily, the patriots at Choq.com, CHOQ.com, have formulated a blend of natural herbal supplements that support your body's natural testosterone production. Just one ingredient in their male vitality stack has boosted free testosterone levels more than 50% in 21 days. And right now, you can get 25% off of your Choq subscription for life. Just go to Choq.com, that's CHOQ.com, and use promo code Fleccas, and that'll get you 25% off on your subscription for life. You can cancel anytime. Choq is made in America, and their all-American customer service team is standing by to assist you. Go to Choq.com, CHOQ.com, promo code Fleccas, or you can text or call them at 50-CHOQ-3000. That's 50-CHOQ-3000. Thank you to Choq for sponsoring. Let's get into housekeeping. All right, thank you to Choq for sponsoring.
Thank you, Choq.
The other day, I was talking to Richard Rapway, and remember I said the Choq stack has really increased my testosterone, and I'm not just saying that, like I actually noticed my testosterone feels higher.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, so thank you to Choq.
Thank you, Choq.
All right, happy Veterans Day, everybody.
Yeah, happy Veterans Day to all the veteran show watchers. I know there are some of you out there.
There's a lot of you out there and a lot of family members of show watchers, so happy Veterans Day. We love the veterans.
Yeah, USAA type family members.
Yeah, we support the troops.
We support all veterans except for those who never deployed anywhere and never did any hard work, but somehow got a disability approved and are taking $3K a month. You're giving a bad name to all our veterans out there. So everyone except for those.
Yes, exactly. Well, we have a pretty packed show.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, a lighter housekeeping topics-wise, but a good cringe with a lot of trans SHIT and packed urban.
Yeah.
Urban, we have the Fender-Benders, EBT, repeat offenders, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, and the government shutdown is over, so unfortunately we didn't get to see Snap break and EBT break like it should have. People only got a little squirrely for a couple of days, which is unfortunate. We're going to get to that in Urban, why we wanted to see it break, because the ripple effects in the economy. But
yeah, it's good to know what you're paying for. When everyone goes, it's been 10 days and I can't buy pet food.
Can't get my Doritos.
Can't get my nails did.
Yeah.
What was that? All right, well, let's get right into the show. First things first, we know that with Trump's terms, this one and in 2016, he has a lot of problems with judges.
Yeah.
Liberal judges are always doing injunctions and kind of slowing down his agenda. There was a hearing, and wait till you hear how many injunctions he's had.
Bush had 6 injunctions against him. Half of those were issued by Democrat-appointed judges. Obama had 12 nationwide injunctions issued against his administration. 60% of those were issued by Republican-appointed judges. In the first Trump term, he had 64 injunctions. That compares with Biden's 14. And then before the CASA decision, we have a rough count of about 40 issued in the first 6 months of the Trump administration. So over 100 injunctions issued by against the Trump administration. Over 90% of those were issued by Democrat-appointed judges. That means that since 1963, over 3/4 of the nationwide injunctions have been issued against President Trump, with over 90% of those coming from Democrat-appointed judges. Well, some might argue that's just because Trump is more lawless. Well, again, let's look at the facts. 24 emergency petitions were filed at the Supreme Court by the Trump administration this year. They won 22 of them. That's a 92% win rate at the United States Supreme Court. There's not a single other entity.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So basically, you have all the injunctions. A lot of people say, well, Trump's just doing whatever he wants, and like this is necessary. It's checks and balances or whatever. But when it gets referred up to the Supreme Court, 92% win rate siding with Trump. So the judges are just purely trying to slow him down, slow his agenda down. And that's what we're up against.
Yeah. Well, that's just because the Supreme Court, they're racist and they're all right wing. They'll say something like that. And we call them activist judges when they do this. And they did get the message, the whole messaging of resist or we're marching, no kings. That if you're a lefty and you kind of go, oh, wait, I'm in power. Mm-hmm. You're a little emboldened to do it. And, the media encourages it. You're hand in hand. You'll get positive coverage if you issue an injunction. But some random judge in Hawaii.
Exactly.
Remember that? The theme of the first term.
Yeah, all it takes is one random judge, and then, all right, Trump can't deport anymore until we go to the Supreme Court. Then 6 months later goes by, and the Supreme Court says, all right, we side with Trump.
Yeah, they don't care about right or wrong in the end. They care about eating the clock and delaying the agenda. The same way China's just trying to delay all the tariffs. They're like, oh, no, we'll talk in 6 weeks. It's the same
China's
thing.
playing the 1,000-year-long plan.
And they're going to win it.
Yeah, that's very true. So that's just some stats that you guys should know, and it's good to hear. It's good to hear people are talking about it, but obviously it's bad that we're dealing with it.
For sure.
Let's get to the stimmy checks. It's exciting.
You're too personally involved to give an unbiased opinion where you're like, yeah, stimmy checks, give everyone 2,000, crypto's going to go up.
It's bullish for my shitcoin.
I know, you're too bad. You're unbiased.
You almost said I'm too stew.
You are too stew.
But it is bullish for crypto.
Yeah.
When everyone gets $2,000.
Okay.
But let's get to it. What exactly was announced?
Yeah, Trump announces $2,000 tariff dividend for Americans, and this is for low income and medium income, I believe. He announced a $2,000 payment to most Americans funded by U.S. tariff revenues in a Truth Social post. And he said the U.S. is collecting trillions of dollars in tariffs and will use the money to reduce national debt and reward citizens, excluding high-income earners.
And it's good that it's coming from tariffs. And also, I think part of this announcement is because we just lost a bunch of brutal elections and the people who won all promised everyone free shit.
Yeah, I'm not a big give money guy. Didn't really like it, and it increases inflation, obviously, and we're already in an inflationary environment. So I don't know, man. Mixed feelings, I guess.
Yeah, but the political environment, the Democrats are just saying free buses, free childcare, free healthcare. And it's, we have to kind of compete with that. And it's not right, but everyone's kind of so stupid and cooked that, hey, $2K from Trump. And they'll go, oh, I remember that.
Yeah, whose name is on the bottom of this check? But he's not even going to be reelected. So what's the point almost? But yeah, I don't know. You're right, but then that's a sign of bad late-stage Americanism. No, I'm giving free shit. Well, we're canceling student debt. Well, I'm going to give you a bus ride. It's pretty dark. So
it is pretty dark. Another dark part is the 50-year mortgages. It sounds kind of intriguing, as if instead of a 30-year, you have 50 years to pay it off, and you would just take how much you pay in the 30-year and then prorate it for the 50 years. It's actually way worse.
Yeah, so Trump, if you hadn't seen it over the weekend, Trump announced a 50-year mortgage with, I think, Bill Pulte. He runs HUD or some sort of housing portion of the government. And so, 50-year, that's 20 years longer than the typical 30-year mortgage. And there's also 15-year mortgages for some of you guys who don't even know that and just assume it was 30. And the whole point is lower payments, longer term, and way more interest paid to the bank.
Way more interest. And it kind of reminds me of indentured servitude.
Yeah.
And
multiple generational debt.
Multi-generational debt. Mm-hmm. You sign up for a 50-year mortgage and you're 40 years old. And so you never own a house.
Yeah, pretty much.
When you're 90, Congrats, the house is yours, retard.
Yeah.
You bought it 3 times over when you account for property tax, insurance, and then the interest itself. Like you buy the house like 3.5 times over, which is frustrating, but that's how a mortgage works. And we do have some of the numbers here.
Yeah, after 10 years on a $500K 50-year mortgage, you'll have paid $325K for $18,000 in home equity. So bad, mostly interest. Obviously, interest on mortgages is all front-loaded, as most of you guys know. Here are the 15, 30, and 50-year amortization tables for the $500K 6.5% loan. If you take the 50-year loan at age 30, by the time you turn 50, you will still owe $447,000 after paying $632K in usury. This is literal indentured servitude, and they own the house until you die. So there are some negatives. There are also, I guess, some positives I want to say, because and this is just the argument happening online. I'm not necessarily saying this is a positive, but you're basically betting against, you're shorting the US dollar by getting a 50-year mortgage. And you're going, well, that house is going to be worth, its value is going to increase over time, but they're just going to keep printing dollars and bailing out industries that fail, and the dollar's going to be debased over the course of that 50 years. So whatever, I'll do it. So there is sort of and then the money I save from that payment, if I invested that into the S&P 500 every month, then I'll have $6 million by the end of it, right?
Yeah.
And so there is like some gamification and financialization of your family home, right? And so that's the part that kind of pisses me off. It's like, well, yeah, you're long houses and short the US dollar, and you're going to get a higher rate of return in the S&P 500. But we're talking about where people live with their families and children. It's not necessarily like, oh, I'm the smart money guy. Like,
I'm just trying to own a house.
An electrician needs to own a house. And so this is, it's almost distasteful. It was like a Band-Aid on a bullet hole is the way I viewed this. It's like, obviously, you know us, you know the show. We want to deport 80, 60, perhaps 100 million illegal immigrants and visa holders. We're expanding this now.
H-1Bs, everyone's got to go.
We want the visa holders out because they're occupying houses at a higher dollar amount, basically, than the illegals who all get together with their families. But yeah, it's just a bitter taste in your mouth where it's like, well, technically you could, the dollar and inflation's so bad that just make home prices cheaper by building, reducing regulations, and then deporting the people who shouldn't be here and that no one voted to be here. Right.
That's the key takeaway, because the way we're going now, it's in line with the you'll own nothing and be happy type shit.
Yeah, this is the capitalist way of you'll own nothing and be happy.
So we have to kind of not have that happen. And we have a stat here of the average home buyer age for the last 100 years. 1925, it was 25. 1965, it's 26. 1985, it's 29. And then by the time you get to 2025, it's 40.
So we obviously have a problem on our hands. And we've covered this on the show. And we've often complained that a lot of the housing market is just boomers trading paid off houses back and forth between each other. We saw it with Halloween, where there's not really young kid neighborhoods. It's all retirees, and the trick-or-treaters aren't there. But yeah, I mean, it's something. They're doing something, but they're not reaching the source of the issue in my mind, right?
Very true. And then when you look at the graph of average home buyer age as it increases, or over time, you can kind of line that up with the immigration and illegal immigration. And we have a tweet here with a correction. Someone says, we don't have a housing crisis, we have an illegal immigrant crisis. And that's Matt Van Swol, who we like.
Yeah.
He does all the reporting on North Carolina Urban Decay.
Yes.
But then someone replied to him and said, we don't have an illegal immigration crisis, we have an immigration crisis, which is very true.
Yeah, what was the number on total visas? I think it was around 40 million people in America on visas, right? When we covered that recently.
And then we have 50 million illegals at least.
So
and 40 million on visas. And if you have and then there's other visas too, or whatever, you have 100 million people who aren't fully American. And then it's basic supply and demand. 100 million people live somewhere. If they weren't living somewhere or required to have a house or an apartment, then prices goes down.
Yeah, so your son, who just turned 22, needs to think about getting a 50-year mortgage for a house that went up 200% in price since 1995, and while we have 100 million people here who shouldn't really be here.
That's a good point.
So the trade-off's really easy in my mind, and I know it's hard to unwind a lot of those visas, but you can kind of stroke of the pen it, and some judge will do an injunction, but the Supreme Court will later overturn it. But so, yeah. And then just another thing, too, like you ever go to a car dealership and then the salesman just goes, yeah, what kind of payment can you afford? There's this certain framing where they go, oh, yeah, what's your payment now? And what are you looking to pay? When they don't discuss the price of the car itself, they're discussing what payment you can afford. And that's kind of like broke mentality. And then they'll get it through creative financing somehow and be like, hey, I got you to $700 a month for 96 months.
Just like you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's kind of the vibe that I'm feeling with this. You're like, oh, we could lower the payment by $600 and that would open up the market to a bunch of people. And it's just kind of a bad mentality. Home prices need to go down. They went up like crazy. They need to go back down. We need to have deflation in some of the housing markets, not just in the hot COVID markets. And a lot of that comes with 100 million people fucking gone.
Yeah. And then to close this section out, when you do buy a house and you own nothing and you have to pay for it for 50 years.
You buy a new build house on a 50-year mortgage.
Who's building the house? A lot of times illegals or migrants in general, and then it's not always the best work. Look what this guy's up to.
He's hammering screws into a base plate there that's supposed to hold your house for the next 50 years. I can't believe it's going in that easy. He's got like the giant hammer, I guess.
He thinks these are the heavy-duty nails.
Yeah.
These are the tough ones. They really got to get them in there.
Yeah.
So not good. That's what you're paying for.
Yeah, and then another piece of that is Trump's kind of this real estate boomer. You know, at the end of the day, Trump's like, people are going to love this.
Yeah.
He's a real estate boomer at heart, and I think it was a little tone deaf. It wasn't received well online, and it's dystopia. It's dystopia shit.
Dystopia is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our next segment. It's what we mentioned in the intro, the anti-white resentment. So there was an article that came out
In The Economist.
In The Economist. And can you read the tweet that went along with it?
Yeah, with Trump and Vance in power, many pro-natalists believe this is the moment to jumpstart baby making. But some critics see pro-natalism as part of an insidious project to create a whiter America.
Insidious to have white children.
Yeah,
While
we're
we
a
bring
white
in-
country.
While you bring in everyone from Somalia. It's insidious. And then Andrew Torba had a good response. Said they hate you. They hate your children. Your continued existence is an insidious project to them. Get it through your head. That's what everyone has to realize.
Yeah.
And this is something that we've seen many times before, the anti-white resentment of white people in general. And then if you look at the author of the article, it's this guy, Barclay Brom, who's this twink sitting in a chair with his legs crossed. And we looked further into him, his early life. And can you read that?
He's Jewish.
He's
guys.
Jewish.
Yeah.
He's Jewish.
Yeah, so he's writing about how white people having children is insidious, and he's a Jewish guy.
Looks white, but he's
I think
not.
That's part of it. That's
And
part of it.
I'm not just bringing this up because a Jewish guy wrote an article. This is a common theme we've seen. Look at all these books and articles and celebrities talking about like anti-white stuff, white trash, angry white men, seeing white, white shift. All these things are anti-white, and they are written by Jewish people.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. And a lot of media personalities as well, like Chelsea Handler was in that, calling for a less white America. And we have some articles. No, there isn't a white genocide by Rosa Schwartzberg. Yes, diversity is about getting rid of white people, and that's a good thing by Emily Goldstein.
Yep.
A bunch of articles here, compilation.
You've heard the phrase abolish whiteness. That's something you hear on college campuses these days, right?
Yeah.
Articles everywhere. You know, this guy says, what wine pairs best with white genocide? It's not even a joke or like, oh, well, I'm talking whiteness as a construct. Just mentioning genocide. And he's Jewish, obviously. Here's another one. Abolishing whiteness has never been more urgent. From Mark Levine, whatever.
Mark Levin.
Different one.
A different Mark Levin.
Levin with an E. And then here's one. Rabbi claims world peace can only be achieved once whites are no longer a majority in any country. Thank you, Rabbi. Very holy of you.
Yeah. So it's just blatant, open racism against white people, genocidal rhetoric. You can definitely categorize it as that. And if it was about any other group, everyone would freak out.
Yeah, totally.
And we've seen it from our side too. Ben Shapiro said, I don't give a damn about the browning of America. But look at this tweet that kind of sums up his identity politics on the other side.
Yeah, in America, every day you can watch a Jewish man dressed in Jewish garb who's part of Jewish organizations and supports a Jewish ethno-state look you in the eye and say identity politics is evil. And people don't see the absurdity of it.
So identity politics is evil unless it's about Israel.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, we're at this point in the world where identity politics, Asian American Pacific Islander Club and Black Americans Club, everybody has a club. But we need to abolish whiteness on the side, right?
Which is what built the whole country, and it's the best country in the world, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't hear anyone talking about it on the news. But if something anti-Semitic happens, for example, Dave Portnoy the other day did a pizza review, and I think someone said like, fuck you, Jew, or something, or fuck the Jews.
Which, heavy-handed. We call it out. It's heavy-handed. It's not even smart, not even funny.
It's not a joke.
You just threw coins at him, I think. Yeah, it's not even a joke. It's mean-spirited.
But it's just like some kid saying something to a guy who's like a deca millionaire and made his living off of like getting people addicted to gambling. So someone says a sentence to him, and then the news crew comes out, and now he's doing CBS interviews.
I've seen in my own experience, just being Barstool, the difference between how much hate I get. I mean, occasionally you get, hey, kike or Jew or whatever. It's every day now.
Poor guy.
You get it. The news crew shows up. The millionaire puts on a little makeup and goes into says his lines to the camera. And that's one guy getting yelled some anti-Jewish shit at him that he could have ignored or not put in content. And he could have just said, whatever, that's a dick. And what's the difference between that and all those headlines we just read to you? Those headlines are like going out to 300,000 people. They're getting clicks. They're getting
published. They're being published.
That's what I'm saying.
News organizations.
Yeah. And so is it wrong to do that to Dave Portnoy? I say yes, obviously. But there's a little bit of me where it's like people are almost catching up to what's been happening to the white man in America recently. And God forbid I'm not rushing to your defense or saying, oh my God, yeah, we need to condemn this. I'm fighting my own battle. We're both white men. We don't have an ethno-state to flee to if things get bad. And this is happening in our country to us. So there's a little bit of, I don't know what the word is, apathy, or I'm fighting my own battle, or where were you when all this shit was written? And I'm not saying Dave Portnoy or anybody like that was like, oh yeah, write the article, publish that one, But there's a little bit of, everyone's on their own.
Yeah. And it also shows the dishonesty from the media, because if that's your scale of what is anti-Semitic rhetoric, then you should be going crazy over all these other articles or the other things we're seeing across the nation.
Yeah.
You'd be busy. You'd be really busy going from story to story.
Here's another one.
Yeah.
I got to write this up.
But instead, a lot of
Emily Goldstein did this, and like she's banned from a polite society or whatever.
Yeah, but that's not what happens. It's actually published and promoted, and then one thing gets said to a guy who's a gambling tycoon, and the whole news crew shows up.
As a group, if you want to stop anti-Semitism, I'd huddle up together really quick and go, guys, we really need to stop writing these types of articles. Because one of these articles and someone saying, hey, look who wrote it, someone trying to pretend they're white or something, look who wrote it, is worse for your PR thing than anything like any individual crime or something. You know what I mean? And it gets amplified online. People notice this type of shit and they go, huh, that's weird. I'm going to jot that down. And then I see it again and again, and I go, wow, that's a pattern now. Mm-hmm. And it's very easy to go down an alt-right pipeline once you've seen 7 articles. Like, how many did we just list? And that was just a handful.
People start noticing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there was a big story about a swastika that was sprayed with spray paint in New York City after Mamdani won. They actually found a video recording of who did it. Oh, there he is.
A lot of New Yorkers own those hats. It's in Flatbush. And he pulls up on a bike, and he's in all black. Does it really quick.
Who knows who that was?
Could be anybody.
Could be anybody. But then the swastika gets done, and then it's, oh my God, anti-Semitism's on the rise. Dave Portnoy's getting attacked. And the people who are actually getting attacked, no one writes articles or no one cares. They're actually writing the articles against them.
Yeah. And there's also a slant, too, where they cover more right-wing anti-Semitism than they do left-wing. Like the left and the media in general, they want to be like, well, that's kind of our minority voting bloc who's doing the anti-Semitism on the left, so we're not going to upset them. But they will point it out they will shout at Nick Fuentes, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a very good point. Next, we have a clip here of an Asian girl who is mad about seeing white people in Asian markets.
I really am a nice person, but I can't stop myself from giving snark to the white people at Asian grocery stores. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I can't stop doing it. Like, I just side eye every time I see you there. What are you doing here? And like, arguably I could be in the right if they're like, taking up space loudly in the way. But I do it even when they're not. I do it when I just see you down the aisleway picking out like your pre-made sushi. I'm over there like...
Imagine saying this about any other group.
I know. You Jews at my Asian market, they'd get an interview. They'd get Dave Portnoy talking about it.
And it's like you posted this with no shame on social media. Meanwhile, you're in a white country.
Yeah. And
no one's going, what's this, what doing?
What's this doing in America?
No one says that.
I would never say that. Yeah,
no one says that.
Yeah.
But that is like the equivalent, and this is actually something that they proudly post on social media, and no one ever gives them a problem.
Yeah, it's just simmering, surface level ethnic resentment. And, you're here. We're not there. I'm not in a Chinese supermarket somewhere over in Shaoning. Yeah. Like you came here. So it's but this is what gets you points online. This is what gets you fuck the white.
So why are all these white people in Indiana?
Yeah.
And then there was someone who had a good breakdown. There was a tweet response I thought was pretty good.
This video is a perfect example of why multiculturalism doesn't work. Inherently, psychologically, she doesn't want other people in her stores while constantly trying to affirm that it's okay, and she wants white people there to keep the small business going. A constant internal conflict. It's totally unnatural. Go home, get out, go to China.
There you go.
Yeah.
We didn't say it.
No, I didn't. I didn't even really understand it.
All right, and this is also happening abroad. Before we get to the abroad part, we do have a very special message from Farmer Bill. Guys, picture this. You're on the go, maybe you're traveling, maybe you're working, and you're starving. And there's not a lot of healthy options around, so you pick something as a snack that you know is not good for you. Your day just got sabotaged by carbs and sugar, which always leads to a crash and brain fog. When it comes to snacking, you need something clean, healthy, and easy. And on top of that, you need protein. Most Americans are only taking in half the amount of protein they should every single day. Farmer Bill's new beef sticks makes that easy. His beef sticks just launched and they're made with steak, not trim like other beef sticks on the market. While most meat stick brands import their beef, Farmer Bill is a patriot, so he only uses pasture-raised beef from South Dakota, free of antibiotics, hormones, and mRNA. Their beef sticks and biltong come in 4 flavors: original, spicy chili, garlic and herb, and smokehouse. And if you're into organs, Farmer Bill also has an ancestral blend, which includes beef liver and heart. My personal favorites are the garlic and herb slabs and the original beef sticks, which you can bundle together and save 20% when you use code Fleccas20 at checkout. Go to farmerbillsprovisions.com today and stock up, or you can click the link in the show notes below for an easy checkout. If you bundle over $125 worth, you get free shipping. Never get caught without a clean protein snack again. Thank you to Farmer Bill for sponsoring. Let's get back to housekeeping.
Farmer Bill's Provisions, the perfect protein snack.
All right, thank you to Farmer Bill for sponsoring.
Thank you, Farmer Bill.
Hey, how many sponsors can you put in the middle of the anti-white rhetoric because of all the Jewish authors section?
Very few.
So thank you, Farmer Bill. Also, Farmer Bill just messaged me, and he said he's giving show watchers early access to Black Friday deals. So instead of using code Fleccas20, which we just said, Fleccas25 will get you 25% off, and then Fleccas40 will get you 40% off of subscriptions. Just came in from Farmer Bill. We're getting early access to the Black Friday deal. Thank you to Farmer Bill.
Lovely.
All right, let's get to our abroad section of this segment. It's also happening in England. This woman, Jess Gill, said, I want England to look like England. This shouldn't be controversial. And then can you read the replies?
Yeah, somebody said, this racism isn't even thinly veiled anymore. It's just blatant. Block the racists.
And it's just like a woman complaining that her country doesn't look like the country she grew up in, which is horrible. And then some guy who's supposed to like come to the defense, maybe, another guy in society who should be opposing this, he calls you racist.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because you would never be just racist to an individual Indian guy who's running the supermarket down the street from you. You know, you would never come in and say, fuck you, you piece of shit. But when it comes to the scale that it's been, and when it comes to like literally replacement demographics, then obviously you have to say something. Like, we're not just going to let you change England from English, and England was like 99% white in 1960. We're not just going to let you change the entire country in a decade for funsies, you know? So it's one thing, like, obviously there's been some ethnic people in England, but the rate and the volume that they've done it, you guys have watched it. Obviously now is the time to speak up, or you're going to lose the whole country and you're going to be voting in more Sharia mayors, right?
It might be too late already.
Yeah.
And then Jared Taylor responded to that guy and said, to want to survive is racist, but only for white people, of course.
Yeah.
And we actually have some pretty disheartening clips here. This next guy, they just had Remembrance Day in England,
Yep.
and this World War II veteran is talking about how his country has changed. And listen to what he says.
What does Remembrance Sunday mean for you? What is your message?
My message is, I can see in my mind's eye those rows and rows of white stones of all the hundreds of my friends and everybody else that gave their lives for what? The country of today. No, I'm sorry. The sacrifice wasn't worth the result that it is now.
Jeez.
That's as dark as it gets, guys.
The sacrifice wasn't worth the result. And we do have some stats like you mentioned. Can you read those?
Yeah, England was 99.9% white in 1950, not 90, 99.9, a fully homogenous society, and it had existed that way for 1,000 years.
And then you win World War II, and now your country's like a Muslim hellhole.
You thought it was actually so easy post-World War II coming out, and it was for a while. It was for a very long time, and some insidious forces decided that it had been 99% white for too long, right?
And if you think about it, too, and you zoom out bigger picture, 80 million white Christians died in World War II. Mm-hmm. And think about what World War I numbers as well. You add them all together. That actually, if you zoom out, is like that was like the plan for the decline of the white race in general. That was like phase one. You get rid of a ton of alphas. You get rid of like a bunch of heads of families, and you think that over 100 million dead white Christians doesn't ripple generations later. And then like, why are we in the societies we're in now? Because all those guys died, and then their lineages died too. And if we didn't have that, we probably would have had stronger homogenous societies.
Yeah.
We have an interview with one of our own World War II vets.
The real truth?
Yeah.
I feel like a foreigner in my own country lots of times. And I don't like it. It makes my heart real heavy. And I just hope we can pull out of this. There's too much Hollywood going on in Washington all the time. The important subjects they don't cover. So the thing is, I hope all the guys will rally up and we'll go back and straighten it all out.
I feel like a foreigner in my own country.
Yeah.
Guy sacrificed it all. Mm-hmm. It's very disheartening, but it does take us to our migrant section.
Yes.
Which is why you feel like a foreigner in your own country. Mm-hmm. We have a clip here of DHS versus a stupid woman who tries to open the door.
Close the door. DHS wants to come out.
Get back!
That's what you get.
Yeah, that little half-hearted runaway, like, no, I didn't really do anything. You're getting tackled to the pavement.
You're getting your head slammed into that Acura.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to the Acura, unless you were involved in some way.
There is a dent in the Acura now.
Yeah.
And then we have another guy. You guys probably saw this clip. He was getting taken by ICE, and then he faked a seizure.
Touching the car, leave me alone. Look what they're doing.
And he's grabbing the baby, too. Like, let the baby go, brother. You're getting taken. Don't bring a baby into this.
She's having a seizure. They're trying to rip the baby out of her hands.
He's having a seizure in the car, and they're trying to rip the baby out of her hands. That's average libtard who just tried to shut the door on at DHS. But we have the real story here. As usual, here's the real story. This was a targeted ICE arrest of a violent criminal illegal alien who, in August, repeatedly stabbed her coworker with scissors and then threw a trash can at her victim. Emergency medical personnel on the scene found no legitimate medical episode. ICE called 911 and the illegal alien refused any medical care. Juliana Milena Ojeda Montoya, a criminal illegal from Ecuador, was released into the country by Biden in 2023. In August 2025, local police arrested this criminal illegal alien for assault and battery with a dangerous weapon after she stabbed her coworker with the scissors, as we said. During ICE's vehicle stop, her child and husband were in the car. The target threw the child into the arms of her husband while he faked the medical episode. But he refused medical help and displayed absolutely no signs of medical concerns just moments later. Yeah. No, I'm good now. I'm all good. That was nothing.
Hit the shot?
I'm not an epileptic driving this car.
Yeah.
Endangering my family.
It's another example of just like, get the shot, put it on social media. Oh my gosh, I can't believe what ICE is doing. Rile everyone up. Here's the real story. Everyone who's riled up doesn't see the real story. ICE is the Gestapo.
Yeah.
We have
Easy playbook.
We have an
We
example.
need to abolish ICE.
Yeah.
We need to abolish whiteness and ICE.
Yeah, exactly. And then this clip is an illegal broke into a woman's truck, stole something from her, and then these plumbers ran him down.
This guy right here?
You want me to grab this guy right here? So that's the illegal. They ran him down.
Yep.
Yeah. And they got him arrested. But, you know, not a perfect world and everything's all fucked up. He's listed as a white male on arrest.
Yep.
Even though he's illegal.
Address given, Venezuela. Let's put down white. Yeah.
So you can't even fully get it right, even when you go run one down.
Yeah, can't win them all.
And then we have another guy who was arrested, who the left is defending, and here's his picture.
666 or 666
across his forehead. Nice
Yeah.
guy. Believe it or not, he's some sort of criminal illegal.
Yeah. So I guess the main point of this is the media was reporting that he wasn't a criminal. Antonio Israel Lazo Quintanilla, his only crime in the United States is driving without a license. But this illegal alien is wanted in El Salvador for aggravated homicide, extortion, possession of drugs, and a litany of other felonies. He is a confirmed member of the 18th Street Gang. He may lack a violent rap sheet in the U.S., but this criminal illegal alien is clearly a public safety threat. And so we got him. And what gave it away? The face tattoos, right?
666 across the forehead.
Yeah. Heavy-handed.
It's usually a hint.
Yeah, and this is one of those things where, guys, we don't need to well, technically he hasn't been convicted of anything in the United States. There's just an eyeball test that we all know, or at least 90% of us know.
And if you ask a libtard woman, she'll go, I didn't see him do anything. He's just as American as you or me. Yeah. And then if you ask normal people, you go, yeah, that guy.
Totally.
Now, out. And then there's a tweet I thought was pretty funny, but depressing as well.
Yeah, this is from Freedom Tunes. He said, every day since Trump got elected, there's another headline like, illegal aliens banned from accessing nuclear codes, or MS-13 loses diplomatic immunity. And you're like, wait, they were allowed to do what?
Yeah.
I know, dude.
That's pretty good.
It's dark.
And then we've mentioned this before, but the Somalis are big scammers.
Yeah.
They take advantage of government programs, and they're taking a lot of money. We just found out that there was a food program for children that was a scam, and wait till you hear how much they took.
In December of 2021, the FBI installed a surveillance camera overlooking this building just off Lake Street in Minneapolis. At the time, it was Safari Restaurant, which overall took in $12 million in federal child meal payments through Feeding Our Future. Safari's former co-owner, Salim Saeed, is on trial alongside Amy Bach, the Feeding Our Future executive director. Safari claimed to feed 4,000 to 6,000 kids a day. Its invoices and meal counts shown to the jury alongside the video. An FBI agent testifying that an average of 40 people came and went during the 6 weeks it was surveilled. The FBI set up a total of 12 cameras at sites claiming to serve extraordinary numbers of meals. Another was at a deli in St. Paul, also registered by defendant Salim Saeed, which claimed 1,800 meals per day. The video shown to the jury showed an average of 23 people a day coming and going. The jury was shown dozens of invoices, meal counts, and emails seized from Feeding Our Future's headquarters in St. Anthony. Some showed links to websites that randomly generated names and ages to create rosters of children who were served meals. Many were signed or sent by Amy Bach, who's charged with wire fraud, along with bribery for the alleged kickbacks that she received. Her defense attorney tried to raise doubt when it cross-examined the FBI agent that they didn't see the back entrance where it's possible meals left packed in trucks for delivery. He pushed back, insisting they'd still see congestion. To that volume, he said, I would say it would not make any sense.
Oh, in the back.
It's all in the back. That's the court case. That's how you know that you're going to fucking jail.
In the back where you can't see, that's where we were feeding the 4,000 kids a day.
Yeah, and so we've covered the Feeding Our Future, whatever. There was another big overarching scam of it, but now I guess the trials are going on for the individuals who are helping perpetrate the scam. And these Somalis, they're too greedy. Obviously, and then the woman, shame on you, the woman. You're not Somali. What's your excuse?
Yeah, you know better. Yeah. They go, oh, yeah, they'll just give us the money.
More money? I lie? Where do I lie? But the woman, she should know better. But there's also like an element of they got so fucking greedy. You could say I did 300 and they'll be like, oh, I've only seen 40. This isn't a rock solid case. But when you start saying I'm feeding 4,000 kids a day and nobody fucking shows up, it's so easy to get you.
10,000.
Yeah.
Why not just keep cranking it up? So how many millions of dollars did they end up stealing? I think it was like...
This was $12 million. This for that single restaurant that they were talking about. $12 million total, 4,000 to 6,000 kids a day. That's crazy. You know?
That's a lot.
It's a lot of money. And so this whole thing is so stupid because we talk about, we saved a Somalian guy from his shitty country. He comes over here, and then we have to pay our FBI guy to go look and do a 4 to 6 week, what do you call it? Watch?
Surveillance, yeah.
Yeah, surveillance, where he's like in his car eating donuts, big thermos of coffee, watching all the cameras. And then we could have just not brought over the fucking Somali.
And they stole $12 million.
Yeah. And you don't get it back. You don't get the money back. You get some, I guess.
Now he goes to jail and we pay for him in jail.
Yeah, so we could have skipped everything and the FBI agent could be on something actually meaningful that existed before we were importing third worlders.
Like trying to arrest all the January 6 people.
Yeah, he could be knocking down a grandma's door.
And then we have another Somali interesting aspect. Obviously, there's so many Somalis here. And Jacob Frey beat Omar Fatah. And I didn't know why. When I saw that, I was surprised. I thought all the Somalis would just vote for Omar Fatah.
I thought there were not enough Somalis. I thought the Somalis hadn't hit critical mass to run an MSP politics yet. That's what I thought.
And I thought they did, but when I saw the results, I didn't fully understand. And then we have some context here that explains it.
Yeah, a significant number of Somalians in Minneapolis didn't vote for ethnic Somali mayoral candidate Omar Fatah due to Fatah being part of the Darude clan rather than Hawiye. These deep-seated clan wars allowed Mayor Jacob Frey to rally key community leaders from the Hawiye clan to hold off a challenge from Fatah. Ilhan Omar, who endorsed Fatah, is also part of the Darude clan, is reportedly the next target of the Hawiye community leaders as they are emboldened by their proxy victory over the Darude in the mayoral election, and she will possibly face a primary challenge on tribal grounds.
So we got some blood feuds going.
We got some third world ethnic beefs going on, and Mayor Jacob Frey knew how to exploit it. He knew how to drive a wedge in it.
You kind of respect it.
And I saw some people joking online that it was like an old school colonial power guy. Like you would send him to the Democratic Republic of Congo. You'd send him to the Congo, and he would make sure he could keep extracting the rubber and make the clans fight. It's an interesting power play, but again, should not be happening on American soil. And I also should not know any names of any clan in Somalia, and I'm starting to learn them. Aren't you a little pissed off about that?
In Minneapolis.
I'm starting to learn the clan names of Somalia, and I'm not taking a history class or a geography class, right?
Yeah.
So that's a little bad.
Very bad. All right, let's go abroad with our migrants. First, remember we mentioned last episode, a lot of the German Christmas markets are being canceled because the Muslims are mad.
Yeah.
There was one that wasn't canceled, and the Muslims ran through it.
Muslims march through the nice little Christmas market, Christkindl Markt, with their flags, and it's just simply a show of force.
Yeah.
Saying, we're here, this is your last year, if we have anything to say about it, right?
And if you do anything, you'll be put in jail.
Yeah.
So that's pretty depressing. And then we have some RAPE stats.
Yeah, some bad ones. This is from the UK. Dorset police have announced that 44% of alleged sex offenses in Dorset are carried out by asylum seekers living in asylum hotels.
So you paid to bring them in, you put them in a hotel, you pay for that too, and then they rape all the women. And they have a stat here, 1% of the population, 44% of the rapes.
Yeah.
What?
Is that worth it? Is there any positive that comes from this? No, obviously not. So why are we doing it? Some sort of insidious thing, right? Insidious. That's the word of the day. But it's backwards. The native population, the people who made the country, the descendants of people who fought and died in World War II, them having kids isn't very insidious. But dumping in third worlders who rape 44%, that's a little insidious to me.
To be fair, they will serve you unhygienic street food schlop on a newspaper.
Eventually.
They'll smear it in and they'll give it to you. And then this story actually blew my mind and is super, super sad. This is out of the UK as well.
Individual family stories. One of the very first was from a grandfather who rang from Rotherham, who wanted to talk about his granddaughter. 1 month after her 13th birthday, she'd gone to school and then gone missing, and the school had rung up Mum, who'd immediately rung the police, who'd said, "Don't worry, love, she'll turn up as soon as she gets hungry." She didn't turn up that afternoon, that evening. And at 2:30 in the morning, the next morning, a woman on the other side of Rotherham had picked up the phone and dialed 999 because she'd heard a young girl screaming in the house next door. Police had gone round to the house. They found this 13-year-old girl with another young girl. She was almost completely naked. She was blind drunk, and she was with 7 adult Pakistani men. She was drunk and leery. And South Yorkshire Police arrested the 13-year-old girl for being drunk and disorderly. They took her back to the station, put her in the cells, eventually charged her, and she was convicted. They didn't even question the men as to why they were in a house with a 13-year-old girl who was nearly naked in the early hours of the morning.
So 13-year-old, they get her drunk, there's 7 Pakistani men, and then the girl gets arrested for being drunk after who knows what happened in the house.
Yeah, and what is it, Rotherham? I never know how to pronounce it, but that's where all the grooming gangs were, 13-year-old. And then do you think a group of 7 Pakistani men who get away with something like that don't spread the message? Like, hey, it's pretty clear. You know what I mean? There's no response to this. We're all right to keep doing this. And that's how you get the grooming gangs and even more crimes, right?
Absolutely. But at least they're not speaking German.
Yeah.
It's like speaking German sounds pretty good compared to
know.
that.
Aren't you guys, and aren't English people mostly Germanic? And they kind of went up there a long time ago. They split off.
They're not Muslim.
You're kind of the same type of guy. You probably, German and English, they're not that different.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, I don't know. And that's mostly a joke, but like we've fallen so far, guys.
Yeah. So absolutely horrible scenario. But when it comes to the migrants and the immigrants in the West, everyone tries to convince you that, oh, they're assimilating and they're good people and they just need a leg up. They need a second chance to get out of their shit country. And then you see clips like this. This is who everyone's pretending the migrants are.
Hey, excuse me. I think I can speak your language, maybe.
Français.
Tu parles français?
Oui.
Où est-ce que tu es né?
Je suis né en République démocratique du Congo.
Olobaka lingala?
Unaloba lingala très bien.
Oyekoli ndigeni lingala?
Lingala, ben na botame na Kinshasa.
Ah, na Kinshasa?
Oui, oui.
Na Kinshasa, la démocratie de la République.
Effectivement, effectivement.
Comment on a nani?
Comment on a Monsieur Ephraim Zoko.
Ok. Comment on a Eza Kitoko?
Merci beaucoup, c'est gentil.
Yeah,
you get it.
So this is who they're going to pretend the migrants are. Some nice man who speaks 5 languages from the Congo who's wearing the Ralph Lauren fall collection.
He's got the barber jacket or whatever. Yeah. Assimilated perfectly, speaks 5 languages, right?
And he's probably an active member in society, has a job or a small business. But for every one of those, there's 250,000 brain dead North Africans.
Yeah. That guy is a class of 1995 migrant. And those are way different than what we're seeing now, right?
Dude, you hate migrants? You want to send this guy back?
It's like, no, he can fucking stay, but
that's
we got to get the numbers down,
that's
right?
That's the only one who can stay. As if that's all who the migrants are.
Yep.
All right, well, that's the end of our migrant section. We're now moving on to the final page of housekeeping. Use the opportunity to tickle the post. Help us juice the algo. Leave a like, comment again. That's our Yap and P.O. Box, notifications, old episodes, link in the group chat. And also in bonus land today, we're going to be doing a deep dive into the January 6th pipe bomber. We kind of figured out who it was.
Yeah, bombshell article came out this past weekend, and we're going to talk about it there.
So we're going to go deep on that. All right, we have a light final page of housekeeping.
Good. About time.
Stretch
your legs. Have some fun.
I ran out of schizo shit.
All right, good.
But the first is a Doppel.
RRB type.
That's you, right?
The Royals hire Connor Dawson as hitting coach, and that's me. That's Connor Dawson.
He's got skinnier arms than you.
Well, it's good to see an RRB type doing some good stuff. He can teach pro baseball players how to hit.
And if you can teach pro baseball players how to hit, like, you're a very good hitter.
This one's really close, face-wise.
That your beard falls the same way, too.
Yeah, that one's really close.
And then that means
Connor Dawson. Hey, what's up, man?
And that means where
are you from?
In your blood, you have like hand-eye coordination potential.
Yeah.
Where you could, like, if you committed your whole life to being a hitting coach at the age of like 10,
I could get there.
You could have gotten there.
For sure.
And that's pretty cool.
They say those who can't do teach. So I don't know. What was this guy's batting average in college is what I'd like to know.
That's a good point.
It's more important, right?
You could be kind of a loser nerd.
But yeah, good Doppel.
Likes the science of it.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Mechanics, the body mechanics.
Next, I thought this was pretty interesting. It's Dua Lipa's passport photo.
Uh-huh.
And then can you read what the guy replied with?
Yeah, somebody said, finding Dua Lipa attractive means you don't have the epigenetic Europid blood memory of distrusting gypsies. I look at this woman, and my DNA tells me she's just distracting me so her brothers can steal my livestock.
I have that too.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking, oh, she's so attractive. I'm thinking, she's probably trying to get me somehow.
Yeah. To be fair, I think Dua Lipa is Albanian, and that is different from Roma, different from gypsies. A little bit close.
Looks like a gypsy.
But I like Albanians. I like Albanians. They're not when they're doing organized crime in LA or things like that, but I respect them. They're hard-nosed. They run a tight ship, very masculine society.
I don't know enough about Albanians.
Yeah. Reserve your judgment.
Yeah, I'm not going to just speak out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm going to say something brave and not a line, but I just think she's attractive, and I'm not thinking about stealing my cattle. And matter of fact, I don't have any livestock, so.
That's a good point.
You know, when I think of gypsies, I think of ugly older women. I think of the ugly olders, they're sitting and then they borrow someone's baby and then they're begging at the gas station.
Yeah. Fake baby.
Even if Dua Lipa was a gypsy, she would marry the best thief gypsy. So she wouldn't even do any of the stealing, I think.
That's a fair point.
So,
all right. And our last piece of the final page of housekeeping is a tweet I saw that I thought was pretty insightful.
Someone said, endless creation is dominance. Endless consumption is submission.
You know what I'm going to say?
What?
The show is endless creation.
Yeah, you could. But it's actually also consumption at the same time. A lot of clips, a lot of source materials. So we're consuming and creating.
Well, we're creating, you're consuming.
Yeah.
So you guys are on the bad loop.
But you guys have to be creating elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole deal.
Yeah.
Because I consume as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But that's true that there is a balance, If you're watching a lot of like TikToks or live streams and you're like, oh my God, Kai said it, just woke up.
I've been watching him sleep all night.
That is, there's signs and red flags on when you're consuming too much.
That's a good point. Well, that is the end of housekeeping. We're now moving on to Cringe of the Week. All right, our first clip of Cringe of the Week is not a good showing from this Disney adult.
Pooh, I've waited 30 years to meet you. Oh my God. I love you my whole life. Oh my God. You're so cute. Oh my gosh, you're the cutest thing ever. I promise. Look at my little Pooh. And I have Winnie the Pooh phone case. I told you I love you. I do. I love you, Pooh. I love you. I love you so much.
All right, that's enough. You waited 30 years for this. You're crying to like a Mexican guy in a $150 costume.
He can't even legally speak. It's against the rules of his job to speak. He's under the mask looking like this, sweating. And this is probably generous. I don't even think he's smiling.
Yeah, he's definitely not. But this girl, hate to say it,
what?
She votes for migrants and abortion.
I don't think she even understands how many migrants are in this country. Yeah.
This is what she's concerned about.
And you know how we always kind of shit on people who are too obsessed with sports, like men, they go to the UK guys, they go to the soccer game, and then the migrants are like, they have a grooming gang somewhere on their streets. This is kind of the woman version of it. But women aren't expected to fight.
Yeah, I almost would be okay with this if this is what the women were distracted by in society, if everything else was so good and they didn't really vote.
Yeah.
That would like be better.
Yeah, if they didn't vote.
If you didn't
that
vote,
would be sick.
You're not getting involved in politics. Go hang out with
cry. Go cry over Pooh. That's fine. You don't vote.
Go hang out with a stuffed animal.
We're fine with that. Yeah.
Go play.
But don't let them touch you too much. Yeah. You don't know who's under there.
It's probably a migrant.
But yeah, Disney, man.
Pretty depressing. Well, let's get to some trans shit.
All right.
That's what Cringe is all about.
Let's buckle up.
We have a really good trans section. It's one of our best lately. Remember the guy we talked about from Gold's Gym last episode? Alexis. We found out more info about him. Can you read that headline?
Trans person accused of exposing self in woman's locker room was convicted of brutally beating ex-wife before taking her name.
So he did a domestic abuse against his ex-wife, and he took her name and started to transition into her.
Yeah. Imagine kicking her on the ground in the stomach and going, I'm Alexis now. That's basically what it was.
Pretty much what happened. So he lost his shit and then like started mirroring his wife and like tried to transform into her.
And that's something we've covered a lot on the show, the transformation. But I think this is the first time I've ever seen the taking of the significant other's name.
There is that one couple, the brunette couple, and the husband is just like a 6'4" man version of her.
Yeah.
That's a similar thing where you like attach and you like bond to a woman and then try to become her. Mm-hmm. I can't fully explain the science behind it, but we do see this a lot where they pick like a host.
Yeah.
And then they just start trying to like grow into the host.
Yeah, and I think they pick up a lot of the mannerisms too. They do the same things. And there's probably more that, we're kind of more visual where we see someone on social media and we go, oh yeah, look at him. He's morphing into his wife. There's probably more like they use the same lotion, perfume. They probably are like trying to emulate them in so many different ways. The name.
They answer the phone at the house. Yeah, this is Alexis.
Deborah, this is Deborah.
And then they go, oh yeah, I'll be there at the doctor's appointment tomorrow at 2:00. Thank you. And they're going, yeah.
Yeah, and so I haven't seen anything about Gold's Gym correcting this or doing this. But when it becomes a national news story and then you go, what, this guy fucking beat his wife, took her name, was walking around in our locker room, that's when you go, okay, we got to reverse that decision. We got to apologize to the woman, kick this guy out. But I don't think that's even happened yet.
That's the problem. It's like you could easily resolve it and go, oh, yeah, that's not allowed. We're not doing that. We're going to protect 99.999% of our clients. Yeah. And instead, it's, well, there's not really a rule, and he can go in the bathroom he wants.
Some Soros DA might come after us.
Exactly. Make it a Title IX or something.
Yeah.
All right, our next story. We've covered this in the past, but we do have an update. The transgender New Hampshire state rep pleads guilty in connection to child sex crime.
Yeah.
So we initially covered them being arrested, but now they're pleading guilty. And who could have guessed it? Look at the photo.
That's crazy.
The medic says, no way.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And this is what we mean by eyeball test. You don't leave your kids around this guy. You don't let the 666 illegal immigrant into your country. It's easy. And if 85% or 90% of the country can agree on the eyeball test, then we're good. We don't even have to have a discussion about it.
Very true.
But this was, I think, Maine's first transgender state rep, and 1 for 1 on brutal child sex crimes. And this was incredibly young, like disturbing, incredibly young. I think maybe, I don't want to say the age, but under 5.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Very sick. Look at the guy. You just see the demon.
Yeah. That's seed oils involved?
Yeah, part of it, but insidious.
Insidious is the phrase of the day, and it's all for things that aren't white men or white women having babies, right?
So true. Yeah. There's a lot of other insidious shit we can get to before it's white families is the problem.
I know. Bottom of the list.
All right, my second favorite trans clip is this upcoming one.
Restroom, the women's restroom, like I have been for months, if not years, never had any issues.
Sarah Swinson is a regular at the Tucker Reed Kofer Library. She says after she used the ladies' room on October 20th, a DeKalb police officer on hand for early voting confronted her.
He says, "Excuse me, sir," so misgendering me right away. "You're not a woman, that's obvious."
Swinson says she tried explaining to the officer that she's a transgender woman, but he got angry.
"This is a police matter. There are women and little girls in there, and I have to protect them."
She says it ended up causing a scene in the middle of the library, and she tried to de-escalate.
Finally, I just nodded, and he walked off, and I was very thankful.
The next day, she emailed library staff, who she says reached out to DeKalb County Police.
The library filed the complaint on my behalf.
There aren't any Georgia laws banning transgender people from using bathrooms aligning with their gender identity. DeKalb PD says its internal affairs unit is actively investigating the incident, but offering few details.
So the Chad cop stood up for what's right, and now that officer is under investigation. And they say there's no laws about gender identity bathroom shit because why? 10 years ago, we were pretty close to a functioning normal society where you never had to really deal with any of this.
Yeah, we didn't think we had to write this down. Everyone for 100 years had been doing it normally.
But now there's this new made up shit.
Yeah.
And then based on the last picture from the sex offender state rep, I think the cop may have been doing some sort of Tom Cruise Minority Report future crime analysis thing.
There's a precog. I'm getting reports of someone getting sexually assaulted 10 minutes from now in that bathroom.
And it was in there, that weird trans person with the weird walk and the gut hanging out.
And my favorite is the cop is like, I have to protect the women and children here. I'm responsible for this. And then the guy in a dress and stupid makeup is like making fun of that facetiously. It's like, yeah, I'm going to go with the Georgia police officer over you, the gut hanging out trans walker like this.
In the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
Getting off.
Yeah. And then the news as a whole, absolutely brutal humiliation ritual for Fox 5 Atlanta.
Georgia.
She went to the bathroom and her rights were interfered with. I think they said she probably 10 times on that. And some guy went to journalism school, grew up normal, probably rural Georgia, made it to the big time, and he goes, I have to read this? It's like me in the final page of Housekeeping, schizo shit. I'm reading about the fucking alien thing, which never came, by the way. No aliens are here. You have to apologize to me.
It's still coming.
I thought you said next week, 2 weeks ago.
Is when it's getting closer, and they haven't done the next phase yet. Okay. That's not done yet.
All right.
But that's a good point.
You'll apologize to me?
Yeah. But then the cop, too, it's like if they do an investigation and then they get rid of that cop, now you're sending a message to all the cops, hey, you got to play ball with all this weird trans shit. And then, what kind of police force do you even have anymore?
Yeah.
You see how it works? It's like, and that's what they did with the vaccine during COVID, where it's like, oh, anyone who doesn't want to get it, you're out now. Anyone who did get it, you're okay with it. And then it's like that sets the foundation for future bad things because you already passed the litmus test to be in at this point.
To be a good boy.
So it's very bad. This next clip is my favorite clip from our trans section. This guy was confronted, and we also have backup evidence from all the bad things he's done. And then look who comes and defends him at the end.
Excuse me, can I interview you, sir? What's it like having your balls out in 40-degree weather? Well, look, your balls aren't out today, so the kids can't see them. Can I ask you something for real, though? Why do you like kissing girls' feet against their will?
Can I give one kiss to your foot?
No.
Why? Just one kiss to your
Is there a reason?
Please? What the fuck
Why do you kiss girls' feet against their will, buddy?
Fuck is your problem? What the fuck? Are you serious? Are you serious? You just... What are you doing?
This guy kisses girls' feet against their will. You want to see?
Who the fuck cares? Who are you?
He licks girls' feet. What are you talking
Just
about?
leave her alone.
You want to see a video? You want to see a video, you fake woke?
No. You need to get offline and touch grass.
Here, I have to touch grass. This guy...
Talk to people. Get out of people's face.
This guy licks girls.
Stop
This guy
bothering
licks
people that
girls.
aren't bothering you.
You should tell him that when he licks a girl's feet.
Stop bothering people.
You went up to me. What are you talking about?
Defending somebody.
You want to
You're
see a video?
harassing people.
I'm harassing people. This guy who goes around and licks girls' feet, you psycho.
So the stupid liberal woman comes and defends him, and the feet licker, the guy in the skirt and the shirt that says sissy and high heels, he licked a girl's feet, which they showed. That girl was a minor.
Oh, of course, of course.
And then this stupid woman comes and defends him. And it's
like, imagine her walking up. She just took his word for it. The guy in the micro skirt and the sissy and the fake wig goes, he's harassing me. And she goes, sight unseen, yep, I know whose side I'm on.
So you get it completely wrong.
Yeah.
And a lot of these liberal women are obviously retarded and they get it completely wrong. But like you said, you're looking at this scenario, you see a normal guy and a trans freak guy, like half naked.
Yeah.
And you automatically go against the normal guy because like that's how you're programmed.
That's how you were trained. That's a victim versus a perpetrator. And then in reality, and I'm assuming it's a white guy who's filming this, so she's probably been trained by hundreds of articles about abolishing that. But this white guy is actually policing the neighborhood. He's confronting someone who did wrong in the neighborhood, kissed a minor girl's feet, invaded her personal space. It's not the worst crime on earth, but he certainly shouldn't be doing it. And so some stupid liberal white woman gets in the way of an actual guy who's trying to be like a part of the ecosystem to check bad behavior, right?
It's very true.
So her instincts were to get involved and then back the wrong horse, take the exact opposite side of truth, good, integrity, right?
And if you extrapolate that, I know it's a meme, like, oh, women shouldn't vote. But if you get that wrong and you look at all the voting that's been going on and how like emotionally based it is, like, oh, we need to vote against the racist bad guys and stand for these poor migrants who just want to come here, or this criminal shouldn't, there's too many black people in jail, we need to empty the jails. Like if you kind of extrapolate, yeah, maybe a woman shouldn't vote.
Yeah, you have the instincts of a lemming near a cliff. You're going to make the wrong choice. I think I can make it.
You're getting ready to go.
20 million migrants.
Not good. Yeah. All right, well, that's the end of Cringe. It was a fast cringe, but we have a double dose of Urban coming up. All right, Urban Decay. First segment within Urban Decay is all bad car stuff. These are just fender benders, routine, bumping into somebody on the road. No big deals, not ideal. But these all result in freakouts. Here is our first fender bender beat up.
You don't got no money? Come on, mama, I'm finna whoop you, bro, right here. Like, oh, bro, I'm finna whoop you right here, bro. You done hit my motherfucking car. Oh, what?
We get it. And what's that popular phrase they say? Don't let down your guard again around African American.
I think it's never relax around blacks is what.
Yes, that's what it was. I was close. But there's a lot of hints a fight was coming. He was repeating phrases which include on my mama or on God. Yeah. That indicates things are about to get quite serious. You never hear on my father.
No.
On my dad.
No, on my daddy? No. They don't. Because they're not usually fighting. They have discipline. He set up the camera for Facebook Live.
Another bad sign, adjusting his pants into a fighting stance, opening the Facebook Live like you said, and then the clapping.
Yeah.
Things were going to get hot no matter what.
Yeah.
But you could defend yourself with a gun there and get rid of that problem.
For sure. Totally.
But a routine fender bender, it's not ideal. Yeah, it sucks. Sorry.
This is going to cost me $800,000. I don't know. Was I at fault? Am I going to have to do my deductible? But it turned into a freak out.
Yeah, and we have another example, same vein here. This woman freaks out after a fender bender as well.
I'm finna beat your ass. You just hit my fucking car, bro. You hit my fucking car. You was already in the way. You already was in the way. Bro. You don't like this thing, my nigga. What the fuck?
Oh, shit.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
So she did the right thing by driving away as things were about to escalate with the repeating.
Yeah, that was you could have ended up on Facebook Live getting beat up, and instead you just go, I'm going to call the police about 200 yards up this way. She can't drive her car anymore. If she comes, I'll say I felt threatened, which is justified.
Exactly. And then I was thinking about this bigger picture. Accidents only work in like high trust, high IQ society. Otherwise, you hit my car. Why did you hit me? You hit me.
Yeah.
Why did you hit my car? Now we're fighting about it. I'm going to hit you back. You can't comprehend like the idea of an accident.
Yeah, a mistake, a brief lapse in judgment. It's you did wrong against me, and now I'm going to fight you.
You hit my car. We have to fight.
And then the thought doesn't go any further, and that's where the repeating starts. You hit me. You hit me. You hit me. You hit me. All of a sudden, you're punching a woman who you've never seen before, who you've never met. You don't know how apologetic she is.
Who had no intention to knock into your car or damage your car. Has insurance, probably.
Yeah, it's a fascinating world.
It's very fascinating. And then we have another example here, but this woman's not so ugly. She does get her ass beat.
Beating her ass over here, church.
So it says, imagine crashing, then hopping out and chasing her down and beating her ass, even though you got full coverage.
Damn, she female. Hello?
You turn my whole motherfucker.
Police pull up, you gonna go to jail, baby, because you beating her real bad, baby. Is she white? Is she white? Ooh. Hey, baby, you gonna go to jail real bad, baby. Hey, I don't want that blood on me, too. Hey, she gonna go to jail real bad, so, baby.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
You gonna go to jail for a long time, Joe. Shut the fuck the Volkswagen. You gonna go to jail for a long time. Let it go.
So the girl's pleading for her life, and the guy filming is basically on the black girl's side.
There's two men around, and they're both not helping. One guy's getting content out of it. And his advice is not, don't grab her. It's, you're going to go to jail for what you're doing right now. It's not like, hey, let her go. It's not worth it. It's, there will be a consequence at the end of this. I know you're going to chimp out how you do, but there is a consequence at the end. Crazy scenario.
Yeah, and it's more proof that an accident can only happen in a high IQ society because the girl fighting kind of has that sloped forehead with not much brain in there.
Yeah, what is that? A low frontal lobe development? There's not enough space for the frontal lobe to develop.
Yeah.
So she had to just grab her hair. And that's kind of like a, I want to say like a zoo animal, like where, you know, they have you grabbed and like they're not constantly beating you up, but they want to have the option to beat you up. Yeah.
They're just locked in on you,
Yeah.
or they're just examining the scenario.
Yeah, it's like you get into a lion cage and then like the lion's not like constantly thrashing you, but it keeps its paw on your back. And it's like, you're not going around. It's looking around. Like,
and all that because there was a car accident.
A car accident where no one was hurt because you were well enough to get out and beat that bitch's ass.
Yeah.
So these are very high stress moments for the urban community, for the dumb, repeating urban community. It could, you know, ruin your whole month and year. And then instead of being a minor fender bender that cost you $1,100 and a trip to a mechanic, it becomes like a court case. They turn it into them having a court case.
Yeah,
You know?
very true. And our next example and our final example from our bad car stuff segment, this was a parking garage incident, and there wasn't even a crash. The guy in the Corvette blows through the stop sign, and then he, for some reason, thinks it's in his right to beat up the guy in the car who's mad about it.
Inside the parking garage at Park Towers off Hammond Drive, surveillance cameras show a red Corvette running a stop sign.
And I speak, whoa! And he halts, he blocks it so I can't go any further. He gets out of his car, and so I get out of my car.
Thompson says the driver wasted no time getting physical, landing several punches before kicking him to the ground.
Honestly, just get away from me. Go home. I said that several times, like, just go. Just go.
He says the man started to walk away, but turned back after seeing Thompson reach for his phone to call 911. That's when he says the attack escalated. Thompson blacked out. When he came to, the suspect had smashed his phone, making it impossible to call for help.
I can't process that. I just couldn't think of being able to get that angry over nothing.
Tonight,
Get that angry over nothing. Can you believe this happened in Atlanta?
No. If you told me Baltimore, maybe I'd believe you. New Orleans, not Atlanta.
And this guy drives, the guy who was assaulting him, drives a nice Corvette. That's like a $50,000 car minimum.
Yeah, and they're in an apartment building, so clearly he's got like a job and proof of income to be in the apartment building. Like they said something tower. And to think that, you know, there's no cameras in the parking garage or something, you can just beat this guy up, and as long as he doesn't call 911 right now, you're going to be fine.
You're in your home.
You
did it in the garage where you live.
Yeah, that's what you see this guy in the elevator later. And the funny thing is, I was telling Fleccas, like, obviously, dude, there's a certain type of white guy, and I'm one of them, who's like always doing this, you know? Oh, you go. No, you do this. You keep things down. You go, you go. You're directing traffic almost. This guy, he was in the wrong. He barely got in front of him, and he could have still done the dick move where it's like I zip around and I'm still leaving. But instead, he went to a reality that nobody even thought about. What if I beat his fucking ass? Like, who even thinks like that?
What would it take to have that reaction?
A Pakistani had my daughter in a hotel room at 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, that's when I'd fight.
Absolute insanity. Yeah. Well, that's the end of our bad driving segment.
Main lesson in there, be like the woman in the second video, and if they start chimping out a little bit, you just drive on. You go, I'm on the phone with the police. I can't deal with this right now. I already got in an accident. I'm not dealing with you.
Why you hit me as they're adjusting their pants? And it's like, I'm going to drive 150 yards away.
I'm out of here.
All right, we have our EBT section. We have a lot of EBT updates. Snap was put back into place.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's only a few days. But in that few days, we did see what was going on, and we have egregious examples. And we're going to kind of close the segment out in this episode. First, this woman on CNN was talking about how because of Snap, it's affecting eyebrow technicians. There's less clients because people have less money to get their eyebrows did.
This is having massive impact. I went and got my eyebrows done the other day, and my eyebrow technician was like, they're going to fire 2 technicians from here because all of our clients don't have money to come. She's not on Snap.
That's it.
And then you could tell the white lady who's watching is like, I might have to edit that part out.
Yeah. Is this live? What's your eyebrow technician saying about it?
Well, the lines have been shorter.
Yeah, okay, for sure.
I just do walk-ins now. Usually you have to make an appointment rarely same day.
Yeah, and so this is what we were saying where, good to know, thank you. This is what we were saying where there's ripple effects in the Snap industry, because when we're talking about eyebrows or stuff like that, stupid extra spending, it's not taxpayer-funded eyebrow, what is it, weaves? What do they do? You don't know?
Eyebrow threading?
Yeah, threading, okay. It's not taxpayer-funded, but it's taxpayer-freed up. Like, you paying $1,000 a month for someone's food frees up the $80 cash you needed to make an eyebrow appointment. And that's the whole point is we saw a lot of complaining before about how I'm starting to have to use cash now. I'm starting to look at the prices of things. It's like, yeah, you need to be fucking doing that the whole time, right? But so this was a downhill thing. And if we saw eyebrow technicians go out of business, if the shutdown went on for 3 months, we would have to have a discussion about something, guys.
It would be like the exposing of how deep this thing goes.
So the taxpayers are funding this. It's just, you know what they say about cash, right? It's fungible. Fungibility. You can use it for one thing and then the other. And so if this Snap EBT shit frees up all your money to go do eyebrows and get the Hennessy, then it's basically like the taxpayer is paying for that.
It's very true.
So...
And then our next example, here's what's actually going on at the hair salons. This woman comes to the hair salon to sell stolen meat.
How much?
I let it go for about $40.
$40?
$35. It's the lowest I can go. Kill it.
Meat, laundry detergent, dish soap, all that shit.
You gonna get some?
Yeah.
And he's saying $40, and it's like warm meat. Meat that was stolen like an hour ago, and it's just been in a bag.
It's warm, and it's also hot.
Yeah.
Because it was stolen from the grocery store.
And then, like you said, we have learned a whole new language from people who are now having to buy their own food now that EBT was stopped for a few days. Can you read that Oilfield Rando tweet?
Yeah, he said, my favorite thing about the government shutdown has been local news outlets interviewing food stamp recipients and hearing the EBTEs spoken on TV. How am I going to feed my kids? What we supposed to do? Who gonna help us get by? So yeah, those urban sayings. And yeah, they were really scared for a while, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Then it didn't last.
Yeah. And then I got a DM from a firsthand person who's working at Kroger. And can you read, or was at Kroger, can you read what they said?
Something just came across my desk. Someone in my family works at the Kroger HQ in the meat department. With Snap gone, they have lost 20% of sales in California. The number one item sold in the meat department purchased with Snap, snow crab.
I believe him.
I'm going to have my snow crab one way or another.
Snow crab. Yeah. It's like if you're poor, You get snow crab once a year.
You don't.
You don't get it at all. You have you get lobster at Christmas or something. You have one a year, and snow crab is the number one purchase item.
20%, man.
Crazy. And then we're moving on to our next clip. This woman had her EBT shut off, and we did some research into who this person is, and wait till you see what she's up to elsewhere.
Welcome to New York EBT customer service. SNAP benefits will be provided through October 2025, but future SNAP benefits may be at risk if the federal government shutdown continues. Go to otda.ny.gov/shutdown for questions on the government shutdown.
Your SNAP balance is $2.42. To hear that again, press 1. To go to the main menu, press 2. Your SNAP balance.
So $2 in SNAP. And
She posted that herself and was complaining, like, this is what the shutdown is doing to me, right?
For 10 days, you have to feed yourself for 10 days. And she did that recording on an iPhone 17.
Was that really?
That was a brand new iPhone.
Wow.
And then we found this woman's name. We blurred her last name, but her first name's Sandy. And she has Twitter Premium. So that costs money.
Yeah.
And then here she is buying a $3,000 Sony FX2 camera.
Wow.
But she needs the food stamps, and she's sad, and she is worried she's going to starve because it was cut off for 10 days. But that's all the things she has in her life.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
iPhone 17.
That's the fungibility of it. That we're free. The U.S. taxpayer is freeing her up to buy luxury electronics, and then she has the gall to complain about a slight little hiccup too.
Pathetic.
That's the issue. Very pathetic.
And we have the stat, we kind of mentioned this last time. Before Biden, we had 17.1 million people on Snap. After Biden, we have 41.7 million people on Snap.
Yeah, you've seen the chart. Straight line.
And then what happens when you do that? You automatically get Democrat voters because the Republicans want to take this away. Don't 30 million people want to keep not working?
Yeah.
It's like you're paying people off. And then on the back end, but after that, you have all these illegals who are going to soon be able to vote. And then you just have like this pipeline of voters that you build with an infrastructure. And it's like a 50-year plan. It's actually brilliant.
It's a machine. And then what's the popular vote, right? We famously laughed at Joe Biden getting 81 million. And then Trump won with 73, 74 million? And we're talking 40 million people on Snap? You're getting fish on a hook. You're getting someone a lifer.
Yeah,
right?
10% vote and you win every election.
Yeah.
And then we found out, speaking of freeing funds up, a lot of people on Snap are worried that they're not going to be able to feed their pets.
Yeah, with SNAP benefits going out late, nonprofits are begging for pet food donations to prevent desperate owners from surrendering their dogs and cats to animal shelters. And so that's just a second order effect, right? If they have to use their cash on food, they can't feed their pets. And they profiled someone who was a SNAP person who had been disrupted. And they said, I don't even have enough money for all my bills, let alone groceries, says Lungwitz, a 46-year-old auto parts store worker who is worried she might have to surrender her cat and 2 dogs.
Everyone knows cats can feed themselves.
Yes.
And you can eat a dog.
Yeah, there you go. Problem solved.
10 days shutdown, eat 1 dog.
No, but this is why, it's a funny joke, but this is why we don't fucking care. Is having family pets, and then not only family pets, but multiple, is that a human right? Do broke people have pets? And that's something that's always pissed me off whenever I see street rats who have that dog leashed up that can't go inside that isn't getting enough water. This is obviously a step above that. But you get ABC News to come write a puff piece about how you need to keep your animals?
You can't feed yourself, but you need animals?
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see the consistency.
We're supposed to feel bad. But it's the same thing we've been talking about, the Rorschach test. One side sees a heartstrings being pulled story. Oh, these people have to forfeit their pets. The other side sees, you can't feed yourself. Why do you have a dog?
Yeah, yeah.
And we're going to close out the EBT with this tweet that I thought was very insightful.
I read once that the welfare class lives with a level of financial security that the working and middle class can't comprehend. They don't worry about rent. They don't worry about bills. They don't fear the law. We work for them and they know it.
That's the closing thought.
If you go poor, working poor, you go down, 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 and then you reach a certain low level and you go back up to upper middle class, $1,200 a month in groceries and free rent. And granted, your living situation isn't going to be the best. It's all Section 8 stuff, but you jump right back up. And that gap is where a lot of resentment builds for Americans.
And if you're in that gap as a working person, why would you work when you can just get the same amount of money for free?
Totally.
It's very disheartening. Insidious is a word of the day. Disheartening is the word of the day. All right, we're in our repeat offender section. We're going to have some pace through this. Can you read our first story?
Yeah, meet Ross Wassner, who was arrested in Colorado for reportedly carrying out a dozen armed robberies at gas station convenience stores with either a knife or a gun. A judge dismissed the charges against him due to competency concerns. Why this dangerous criminal is now back on the streets. Why does this keep happening?
So he was too incompetent to be put in jail, but he was competent enough to do dozens of armed robberies.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. Unfit for trial, we've often talked about. The competency comes in your ability to complete the crimes you did and your ability to case the place, figure out how many employees are there, get away with the cash successfully. He proved himself to be pretty competent, right?
Yeah.
And we're not talking about competency. I don't really give a shit if you can understand what the judge is saying, right? By that time, you have a public defender, you have something, and it's like, wait, so I have the right but not the obligation to testify in my own defense? I don't really understand that. We don't fucking care.
I don't know what objection means.
Yeah, why does he keep saying your honor?
Yeah.
We don't really need to know that. We just, if you're competent enough to do the crimes, you're competent enough to go to fucking jail, right?
Yeah.
So these repeat offenders, it's a big loophole for them, competency. And all of a sudden you act retarded when the time comes and you interview with a psychiatrist and kind of...
he's too cooked and stupid. Let him back out. And then when you're too cooked and stupid, what do? More crimes.
Yeah.
We have a repeat offender story here. This one involves rape.
Police say a 27-year-old is under arrest, accused of raping a 12-year-old girl inside of a housing complex in Williamsburg. Investigators say the attack happened Thursday, and that man is now facing a slew of charges.
Yeah, that's right. We're standing outside of the Child SVU building here in downtown Brooklyn, where 27-year-old Eric McMichael was taken out of the building and into a car headed for court moments ago. We want to show you that video. McMichael can be seen keeping his head low as he was walked out of the building. He faces charges of rape, burglary, sexually motivated, sex abuse of someone physically helpless, endangering the welfare of a child, and sex abuse of a victim under 14. All of this for attacking a 12-year-old girl in Williamsburg Thursday. Now, he was arrested at 146 Clay Street, which we're learning is a shelter. We're also learning he has 4 prior felony convictions, including for rape in 2019. He's also currently on parole for a burglary.
So you raped someone in 2019 and you're somehow out of jail already, and then you did a burglary after that and you're somehow out of jail already, and now you rape someone again.
2019 to today, that's 6 years. So whatever your rape was that got you in 2019, let's say you're out in 3 years, then you do an armed robbery, and you don't go back for 10 or something. And so the inability to keep this guy behind bars, who's clearly a violent, borderline retarded person, caused a 12-year-old girl to have like the worst night of her life and possible trauma for the rest of her life. And so, like, whose fault is this, right? The cops, they'll arrest him every time. It's what happens after the police hand him off, because we caught him every time.
That's very true.
It's the judges, it's the courts, it's the DA.
And now you have this downhill victim, this 12-year-old girl who never should have been victimized if you had arrested him and kept him in jail for other felonies that he did in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
This next guy...
That's the point of, and I mean, you know, it's a simple point, but that's the point of all repeat offenders, is every single one that we're going through, there's victims that didn't need to get victimized. And then, like, no one's responsible for that. That's just up in the air. That's sand through your fingers, right? But it's so easily stoppable. It's so easy to stop.
Yeah.
And so everybody gets victimized for no fucking reason.
Yep, another example here in New York City. This guy slashed a woman on the subway.
The witness left. I got his information. Well, I got a witness, and I let him leave. I didn't realize that you guys were. I was walking the guy up the steps. So I gave me the steps. Flipped me the bird, gave me the middle finger. See that? Oh, well, she just flipped me the bird and gave me the middle finger. Thank you.
So they got the guy, and they have witnesses, but then they let him go in the same day.
Unprovoked attack. Let's let them go. Let's roll the dice. Next person will be their jugular, right?
It must suck to be a cop in New York and all these cities, because like you actually caught the guy and then they let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Like you couldn't imagine explaining that to your grandfather.
Yeah.
Go, yeah, they keep arresting guys, keep arresting the same guys over and over.
It's insidious.
It's very insidious. Next, here's a guy accosting a girl on the subway and no one helps.
I ain't a lady, but you do that again, and I'll fuck you up. You feel me? I will fuck you up. Bitch, what are you talking about? Don't sit there and do none of that shit. I will violate your shit. What are you talking about? Don't touch me. Don't push me. Don't say fucking shoes. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious, bitch?
Get the fuck off of me.
Knock your ass out. Stop jumping, bitch.
She was a nigga, bro.
You so lucky, bro. Right to my set, you lucky out here, female. What my balls? You on that bag. You on that bag, bitch.
And then you see at the end, some other guy came in and stole one of her bags.
Yeah. Classic.
And then you see this guy on the left in the white t-shirt just sitting there doing nothing. But, you know, after Daniel Penny, what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You don't ride the subway, maybe.
You don't live in New York City.
Yeah.
But how about that? There's a guy sitting there and like, I don't feel bad because you should still do something in that scenario, but you're just a pussy.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're a girl, what do you vote for?
I'll wait until he knocks her teeth out and then I'll intervene. Right?
And they'll go, come on, stop. So and that girl, I'm not saying what her politics are, but a lot of the women in New York vote for Mamdani. And then you get this, and then the guys are all like F-slur pussies who don't do anything with skinny arms. It's going to get pretty chaotic.
Yeah, it's time to get tucked into the bed you made.
Very true. Our next example, this guy was like an amateur racer. It's called kart racing, which I think is like F1 amateurs.
Well, yeah, it's a precursor to doing other higher-end car racing, basically.
Yeah. And
NASCAR, F1, whatever.
He got murdered. Can you read that story?
Career criminals murder national kart racing champion Tyler Weaver, 25, in front of his fiancée during targeted North Carolina home invasion. Quitez Watkins and Jaquavius Craig, 26, are charged with first-degree murder. Weaver was a two-time 2018 Maxis kart racing champion, and he was shot multiple times. His fiancée escaped and called police. Both suspects are being held at Rutherford County Detention Center without bond. Watkins has prior arrests for assault with a deadly weapon, firearm possession by a felon, meth trafficking, possession of cocaine, heroin, and opium, and habitual assault. That's a key word. Craig has faced multiple felony charges, including assault with intent to kill, fleeing arrest, armed robbery, felony breaking and entering, and assault on a female. Several of Craig's cases were dismissed due to insufficient evidence. So two repeat offender scumbags in the state of North Carolina, a theme that we've really been hammering on these repeat offenders. And Matt Van Swole has been key to that too. But the sentence, habitual assault, that means habitual. You guys all know what that means, habitual. You did it a lot. You just keep doing it. It's a habit for you. And in North Carolina, the legal term means an individual who has at least 2 prior assault convictions and then commits a new assault causing physical injury. And the earlier of the 2 prior convictions must have occurred within 15 years of the new violation. So these are people who are easy to put away.
Let them out.
But they're free to murder a productive member of society.
And you could have put them away 5 assaults ago or 3 felonies ago and they're gone. And then you have some guy who's like a great car racer, and he's dead now.
Yep.
All right, we have another example, our last repeat offender.
This was Charlotte, North Carolina as well. Rodriguez Chambers, who has been arrested 17 previous times at just 22 years old, including for assaulting and strangling multiple women in Charlotte. And he was just arrested for a double murder. And he has already been released from prison 3 times this year.
Look at his face.
That long horse face, that dumb,
mad, violent. You could look at him and go,
I'll stay away from this retard.
Let's lock him up.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
So pretty upsetting. And then you look at all these things we cover in Urban Decay every week, right? We have all the EBT stuff. We have the repeat offenders, how quickly everyone's willing to fight or kill someone or shoot somebody over nothing. And you'd think that there'd be some accountability within the Black community, maybe some self-reflection of like, hey, we got to get our priorities straight. We got to tighten up. It's not a good look. We want to improve our communities. There's not. There's not at all. And then I found this clip, and this is like some offensive thing that is crazy to me considering all the other things I just mentioned.
Well, I gotta know who you are.
Nigga that be fucking bitches and getting money.
Why are you gonna say nigger? You're not a nigger. You're a person. Don't look at me like that. I'm correcting you.
Wait, I never said that.
Did he not say nigger?
Oh my God, you're in trouble. He said nigger.
No, he said nigger. No, he said that.
So it's a guy who's doing a bit and he's funny, but that is like, oh, this is so offensive. You're in trouble. I can't believe what I'm hearing. This is so bad. And it's like, the rest of Urban Decay is the actual problem.
Yeah, we just showed you a guy who got arrested 17 times before he was 22, and then he killed 2 people. That.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the old man who runs like a pool cleaning business in South Carolina and is self-employed.
And it's telling you, hey, don't call yourself the N-word. You're not an N-word.
Yeah, and then you're offended because he said it in the way that the word is meant instead of the rapper way that he has no idea about.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's worry about the other shit in Urban Decay first. There's an order of operations here, right, guys?
Racism.
Let's come together as Americans and say there's an order of operations and things that we need to clean up, right? And the N-word from the self-employed business owner who has nobody above him to fire him for saying the N-word, because obviously he wouldn't have said it otherwise. He's low on the list.
Very true. Well, don't get too down or too depressed. We're now moving on to Uplifting Gold, and we have some uplifting stuff today. Honestly, guys, it's not the best Uplifting Gold. We don't have a lot.
You're training the audience not to expect a lot.
Yeah.
That's the nice part. I'll tell you this, no gay guys, no kissing dudes in this one, so you're at least better than 2 episodes ago, right?
All right, this guy says, my friend asked me to help him move. I soon found out why.
God, look at all those things. There's so many of them.
Rat house.
Ain't nothing last night. Jesus Christ.
No, there was nothing compared to today. Jeez, man. That is insane, guys. I don't know how you guys are handling this.
We're really not.
No, we're not.
You know,
We don't.
that's nuts.
Trust me, the other house is going to be so much quieter.
Yeah, he was saying you were going to bring some of these with you. Don't even.
I keep telling him no. Keep telling him to leave them.
Yeah.
It's uplifting that they're cleaning the rat house.
Think we're getting our security deposit back? The fucking rat house. I keep telling him no. He wants to bring the rats to the new house. Imagine the smell of that place. Smells like piss. All those rat diseases. Hantavirus. Is that something? Hanta?
Probably.
Well, how do you get like this? Depression or something?
Yeah, it's just hoarding.
You turn into there's a weird, hey, we make fun of black people and their low impulse control and Urban Decay. There's something that goes on in white people's heads when they start hoarding and they start doing mouse and rat shit.
Yeah, you don't see many black hoarders.
Do you? Yeah. I agree.
And it could be like I don't know. I don't want to extrapolate too far and just guess, but like white people could have like a collecting mentality or like things that make them feel safe, and then it gets like fucked up and wired incorrectly, and then you keep everything you ever had and you can't throw anything away and everything's clutter.
I had a hoarder near my house where I grew up, and we called it like the crazy cat lady house because you could see cats every once in a while. Called it crazy, and it was clearly in disarray. And then like one day, like after 5 years of knowing about it, it got like someone came and they rescued like 70 cats from this house.
Wow.
And then eventually the house got knocked down. It was like unlivable.
Crazy.
And then somebody built a McMansion there.
Wow, good.
It was funny to see it come full circle. And then obviously the TV show Hoarders and shit, like it's become known. But back then in like the early 2000s, maybe late 90s, when it was
couldn't even comprehend.
Yeah, it was like, oh, that's a crazy lady.
Yeah.
It wasn't like known that hoarding was like a mental condition thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, next, Caitlin Clark is one of us. This is her teeing off at some like celebrity golf tournament. That's fun. That's scary.
Yeah, you do not want to be a part of that gallery.
I would. That's like my nightmare is teeing off like that because I hit the ball pretty hard.
Yeah,
and
hard in the water. Hit the ball pretty hard in the water.
You can really ruin someone's life. All right.
Fleccas were playing golf the other day, and we were both off the green on this hole. And he chipped in from 30 feet. It wasn't like that crazy of a chip in. And then I chipped in right after.
We both chipped in on the same hole. I went first, then he went. Both chipped in.
That's like 1 in a million.
No one would ever believe that.
Yeah.
It might be more than 1 in a million.
I agree.
But then if you do like 1 in 10 million and you had 10 million marbles,
yeah,
and then we pulled the one,
yeah,
that would never happen.
That's true. That's true.
So it's got to be like 1 in...
Once numbers get that big, I don't even know. I don't have a
1 in
baseline.
500? And then still
more.
But pulling the marble...
More.
You think if you pull the red marble and it's all green marbles and you pull the one red, 1 in 500, that's impossible too.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Someone do the math for us.
I don't think there's...
All right, next
They'd have to know how good we are, how many holes.
Yeah, how many times you chipped in your life? Like 5? 10? I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's go to the football clip. This is really cool. I've never seen this. Is a fake punt. I've never seen it before.
This is crazy. Look at the punt. And then he unwrap flips it up for a touchdown. No way. Look at this.
Crazy play.
Here's the punt. He underhands it.
Crazy. I never seen anything like that.
Underhand. That's good. For all you high school coaches out there, anyone who's listening, that's a good tip. We like to be on the cutting edge of trick plays and weird shit.
Yeah.
Type of stuff that can work in a high school game.
Very true.
If I was a high school coach, I'd be kind of a trick play, like go for it on 4th down, trick play kind of guy. Because
weird formations.
Yeah, it's just high school. So what's the big deal?
And we play this team and we don't even know what to do, or they have like the linemen on the sideline lined up.
And the kids have more fun if you get a trick play going.
Yeah.
It feels like everybody's in on a little secret.
And then people would probably come watch the games more, and you get like more morale from the school because it's like anything can happen.
It's a self-fulfilling
It makes
thing.
football like TikTok.
Yeah. Savannah Bananas. Even though I fucking hate the Savannah Bananas.
All right, our Pure Americana clip of the week and our last clip of the epi. We have POV. Your sleep paralysis demon is a New York dad.
Get your shoes on. We're going to Home Depot. I need your help. Put your boots on. I need your help for 5 minutes. I got 8 yards of mulch coming. I need your help. We're going to rip apart the whole deck of the backyard. Don't forget to lock the back door. I need your help. My phone's not working again. Think you could ask some of your friends if they could help rip apart the deck? Did you lock the back door? Here, your buddies know how to carry lumber? Who's your fat friend, Ryan? The fat heavyset kid. He looks like he could carry lumber. Can he carry lumber? You're going out. Don't take Portion Road. There's a bad accident. You're not going to believe it. John from Home Depot got shot. He's dead.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
Not everyone is from New York.
Oh, I like New Yorkers, man.
But that's a good New York. That's good New York lore.
Yeah.
All right, another Fleccas Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. 30-minute bonus land drops tomorrow. We're doing a deep dive on the January 6th pipe bomber with a lot of other clips too. So go sign up. FleccasTalks.com is the website, and it supports the show, so we appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on Friday.
We're heading to the show can be defined. The best news podcast of all time. Words are just words until action actually starts. Fleccas Talks, and actions speak louder than words. Fleccas Talks, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions.
I love you. Look at my. I waited 30 years to meet you. I get a picture.